This is for you. Change my name.
Yeah, buddy. This is where I go on Monday night. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here where I'd like to go. It's a lot different. But we are here tonight on Detect America. And got some guests. Would you believe we got guests tonight? Frank, how do we get guests?
I had to pay her a lot of money.
All right. So, welcome. Besides me, you've got
I got Daniel Lewis, who is another one of the Masters of Metal Stunad team.
I am.
We're trying to have a reunion, but apparently I'm not important enough.
And I want to welcome back Debbie Smikoski from Minelab.
It's been a while, Deb.
Deb's been on the show numerous times, rubbing elbows, cavorting at numerous events. And then for some reason, Debbie was in an event and said, "Hey, Frank, do you want to try coming?" And of course,
actually, what Debbie said was, "No, we're booked."
No. Well, no, yeah, but I don't know why they strive to.
I want to tell Debbie a real quick story before I forget before the show's over. So we're going to talk a lot about Masters of Metal tonight, and me, Dan, and a couple other guys were in a team that participated last year.
Yep.
So some of the Minelab very, very generous with the prizes. There were metal detectors, and for those of us in the teams that decided to let the other guys win, because we're just generous that way, Minelab gave us all brand new pinpointers. It was awesome. So immediately after the event, me and Celeste get in the truck and I can't find my pinpointer. I have no idea where my pinpointer is. Searched high and low, no idea.
You act like this was the first time you've ever lost something.
Yeah, I know. But so we drive all the way home. Let's fast forward about a year, close to it. Can't find pinpointer's lost. I must have left it there, lost in the field. Cleaning my carport, I decide to move my grill. And lo and behold, my big flat top grill, and there's two shelves, one shelf, and then there's a small shelf very close to that. And there in the small shelf is my pinpointer, brand new in the box. Nobody, I lost it at the event and have no idea. Not only how did I find it, how did it make it back here and underneath my grill?
That's what I was going to ask you, if you had your grill with you.
Yeah.
Alabama.
My grill stayed home.
I'm the one that brings the grill everywhere.
Well, you have that very special diet you have to be on. But yeah, somehow it took a year later. I moved my grill and out rolls my pinpointer. No idea how it
worked. But it still worked.
And well, it was wrapped in the plastic. It was in the box was destroyed. It was wrapped in the plastic, brand new. It was a wonderful thing. I was very happy. I love spontaneously finding metal detecting gear.
That's surprising though how that happened.
Yeah,
it's a little creepy actually.
No idea. I can't imagine why, because I lost it in Alabama. I couldn't find it in Alabama, and lo and behold, there it was.
So
Did your wife play a little trick on you?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're not married.
I mean, I'm sorry,
but the first thing I accused her of. She says no.
You threw that out there pretty hard, Frank. We're not married.
Say hello.
I didn't want to start anything here.
The one who's not married to Frank, come and say hello.
Hi.
Hi, Celeste.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good to hear.
So let's let Debbie tell us the history of the Masters of Metal. Please don't touch on anything about how Frank got in or won or anything. Just keep him out of the story, and we just want to hear about it.
Listen, you think it's athletic? You think this happens by accident? Come on.
No way.
I have video. No, So we did it in 20. We didn't do it. We did one last year. So the championship was in 2023, and all the regionals. We had 3 regionals in 23, and basically it was an idea that came from senior management, and they asked me to try to gamify metal detecting in some way. And so I came up with, someone else named it Masters of Metal, but came up with the concept of what contest would be within that.
See, yet that's your idea of gamifying. Me would have been like a dice game in for a metal detecting gear. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I came up with 3 competitions to do, which was the token hunt, the claim jumper, and then the target ID, which were the 3 competitions the first time around. And basically, it was a test to see if it would work. And what we would like to see within the future is that it's global. So right now, so what we're running now is the U.S. championships to see, and all the other countries run championships, and then have a world championship at some point. So the first time we did it was kind of a real test to see if it had legs. This year, I'm gonna try to do 6 different regionals before the championships in October, and then we'll see how the rest. If that goes well, I'm going to talk about it in Australia with the dealer at our dealer conference, and see what the response is from that. And I think eventually it's going to turn into a global competition. But number one thing is to have fun. And I think everybody did.
I have to admit, and we have been to, between me, Steve, and the other guy, we've been to a million events, and to date, that was still the most fun I had in an event. It was awesome. It was different, and as much as I cried and moaned about the gold panning, it was fun. We had so much fun. Did your son go into witness protection after digging those coins 24 feet in the
Yes,
ground?
probably. He and his friends did.
I know one thing. The gold panning was spectacular when we won.
It was fun.
It was so cool.
I have a question, and I think this is probably a great time to bring this up. Okay, so when this all evolved, I just want to know one thing. Frank, why didn't you invite me?
First of all, you were like the first person.
5 people, and you never. Now, my story is
the first person I called, and you're like, I'm not flying down.
That story comes out now. You never asked me.
You were the first person I called, and you were like, you're only crying because we won our event, and now you.
I don't know how. Listen, there's some kind of backdoor scam going on how you got chosen to
I will admit, when I picked up the phone and called the guys back in Jersey and told them that we had won our Florida event, they seemed quite shocked.
Oh, I was. I fell out of the chair. I'm like, you're lying. No, I think I accused you of lying a couple of times. Like, you're lying. You didn't win. That's all right.
It was fun. It kind of combined a lot of the some of the games we've done in years past. But it took it to a whole new level. It wasn't. Oh yeah, go out and find this in 5 minutes. You had to go out. One of the events, guys. One of the events. You had to go out and find a red pull tab. But what Debbie doesn't tell you is there's 450,000 pull tabs, and they all sound the same.
Yep. Well, if it wasn't for Sean Rosh finding 53 red pull tabs.
Well, yeah, but he had to find a different color, right?
Yeah, we made different colors.
Yeah.
So
he had to find one red one or something. I can't remember.
He couldn't find it. He couldn't find a red one. He was only finding the black ones or the silver ones, wherever I had them.
I've talked to a lot of people that do events, and you know what? You really don't realize it, but it's hard to come up with a new idea to have at your events, and I'm sure that was probably a little bit of a dilemma with that when Debbie was trying to plan this. Like you sit down. Okay, it's a great idea to do this. Now, what are we going to do as the events? Was that challenging at all, Deb, or did you?
It wasn't. I had to come up with so we came up with the target ID one because I had to limit.
Brutal.
I didn't want to have 3 events that people are digging because I'm thinking about the property, who's going to allow me to dig all of this and whatnot.
I completely forgot about that event. Oh my God.
Oh, the Survivor one at the end.
The ID. I forgot about the ID event.
Yep.
Guys,
brutal.
Study your machines. Trust me.
Better know your machine and know your target IDs, because so I don't want to give all the details out unless Debbie wants to, but they put out a certain number of targets, and I think when we won regionals, I think we had out of a possible 60, was it? I think we got 10 right.
It would have been 80.
Oh, 80, okay.
Yeah, because it was 4 people.
80.
Oh, that was 80. You had 80 separate targets.
80 targets on the ground.
It with 3.
And I think our team, I think the Stunans, I think we only got like what Frank, like 12 or 10 or so out of 8. It was ridiculous. It was cool.
I specifically went with the CTX because I've been using it for so long. I'm like, oh God, I know every target that comes up on the CTX.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Until you did this, man. My problem is that I hunt the beach mostly, so I don't see a lot of inland stuff. So if you don't, any way you can get it.
From what I heard, there were things in there that you've never ever like a 2 pence.
I didn't know what a crime was up until recently. I've never heard of it.
The challenge.
So
it's not common everyday stuff.
And I'll bet if you've never dug it, you might not even think that it was a target.
Listen, I hit quarters. I didn't know what the number was. So
I'd have found 79 pennies and 1 dime. That would have been all my penny.
Yeah.
But we changed it. We did make some changes this year. So because everybody really enjoyed gold panning, that is now the 4th competition. So every team will do gold panning.
And I did cry. When Debbie said that was a tiebreaker. I was like, anything but gold panning. We're doing gold panning.
Yeah.
But when we did, so we've done 1 regional so far this round, and it was in Florida. It was how everybody was excited last year. This year was completely different. I walked down into the parking lot. People had built their own kind of test ID things, and they were testing each other before they went out. And then people have been practicing panning. So, and people were yelling and cheering for their teammates. And it was a blast.
Yeah.
Because everybody was really getting involved in it.
I was there, and I'm going to tell you, it was great to win the regionals the first time around. When at the last one here in Florida this year, man, it was like you said, Debbie. There is nothing better than the camaraderie we had at that event with everybody, and for you and your team, for what you guys did and how you put it all together and how smooth it was. I mean, you could not have asked for a better day of metal detecting and fun and camaraderie than what we did at Masters of Metal this past year. I wasn't going to do the competition this year, and then I got approached to do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it because I had so much fun the first time. Let's do it again.
It was absolutely.
And it was just, the gold panning was I think the star of the show, because I think Debbie, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there 2 teams that finished really, really close to each other this time?
Yes, and so last year we used the gold panning was the tiebreaker,
right?
And at every regional we had a tie, which I couldn't believe, but we had a tie. So this year I added it in, and I can remember. So when we were tabulating the scores and we knew that we had a tie there, at the end I heard my friend Daniel, well, Debbie's not going to have gold panning. She's got something up her sleeve. She wouldn't be doing the same thing as we did last time. So I just sent him back out to the token field. Because there were a lot of tokens still there.
You keep them guessing. And
if Minelab ever considers having a pizza eating contest,
you'll be there.
You're in.
Maybe we could do something. You're eating pizza while you're detecting.
Oh, believe me, I've done that.
Like that's a big trick for Steve.
Right. Yeah.
As long as I don't have to do it in all that nasty clay up in Alabama, I'm good.
But I'll also say this: the thing that kind of caught me off guard in a good way was we've been to events and we've detected against other guys who are people that are in groups, but when it got down to the tiebreaker, when it got down time for us to do the gold panning, to see these teams who could have all gone home, it was pretty much over.
Yep.
Not only stay, but cheer. You thought you were at a football game. They're sitting there yelling and cheering.
Yeah.
It was just a ball. It was the best event I've been to. My knees are still recovering from the last one of that, but it was just such a fun event.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you win something like that, you feel you feel like you did something. You really do. It was great.
Stop.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to say, I mean, the one this past year was just as much fun, if not more than the first time. I mean, like I said, the camaraderie that everybody had there, the cheering, the stuff that was going on was just, thank you, Debbie. Thanks for putting on such a phenomenal event. I mean, if anybody's out there thinking about doing it, you owe it to yourself to just go do it and have some fun.
You know what?
It's amazing.
Try it. Just do
it. Really
it.
Is.
And it doesn't matter if you come in first. It doesn't matter if you're like us and let Adam
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Shut up.
Okay.
But on top of that, when we go to the championship in Alabama, not only are we doing all the events, but then we're strolling around and Ray Jones is picking up an incredible Native American play. Celeste has a bucket of raw
garnets.
Garnets from the river.
Yeah.
Guys are going over there and they're getting piles of dirt and they're panning on their own. It was just a ball.
Yeah.
Well,
there must have been a dozen of us digging in the river. It was phenomenal at the there in Alabama. That was a really cool place. Neat.
We're going to do it again in Alabama.
Oh wow.
But we are lucky enough that Jeff, the owner of the Gold Camp, is allowing us to do it the weekend that they run Goldzilla.
Oh,
so not only will we
wow.
have Masters of Metal that weekend, it's when Goldzilla will be running.
So
if you've not been there if you have been there, if you saw what Goldzilla was, you want to see it run.
For those that weren't there,
this monster machine they built, man, it's insane.
Yeah. So Goldzilla is like this big, they use it for Gold Rush or whatever. It's a what do you call that thing? Not a trommel.
Like a sluice, like a gigantic sluice.
Like a giant. It's a huge thing that runs down the side of the mountain. I can't think of the name of it. Like an idiot. But
it's like a huge sluice. It does have a trommel.
Right. Okay.
Right.
It's got a whole bunch of different levels.
It's a big wash plant type thing.
And they used it on the TV show Gold Rush and stuff
like
that.
It's been on Gold Rush.
Yeah,
it's a high banker.
High bank. Thank you. I couldn't spit it out.
Very high banker.
Very high banker.
And they can only run it twice a year unless I guess something like if they run it more than that, then it's considered a commercial property. So there's different things involved. So they only run it twice a year.
Yeah.
And having Jeff allow us to do it that weekend, I thought everybody who's there is going to have a treat. I've never seen it run.
Yeah, we were climbing all over, but that thing is awesome.
It is. It's amazing.
It like goes all the way down the whole side of the mountain or hill there.
When is that, Deb? I mean, tell us.
It's October. I think it's the weekend of the 19th.
Yeah,
I don't have hold on, let me see if I can find it for sure.
Let's talk about what events you'll be at for folks that might want to get involved in this.
So right now there's 2 regionals coming up. One will be this weekend at Digstock, which is the 6th through the 9th.
Where's that at?
That's in North Carolina.
It's in North Carolina.
Yep. So we'll be there for that one. And I think because there's going to be over 600 people, I believe, there for the hunt.
Right.
So we'll do, and it's going to be spread over 3 days. So my thinking is we'll do one timed event on Friday, whenever a team wants to come in and do it. So that could either be goal panning or the target ID. And then on Saturday, we'll do the other timed event and either the token hunt.
Oh,
and then on Sunday we'll do
yeah.
And then the next one then is the following weekend in Arkansas for the Ozarks.
The Ozarks
Silver Horde. And that once I know the final count for the teams on that one, then I will work out the schedule that we could be doing a token hunt an hour before the regular hunt starts. So no, I don't want anybody missing out on their hunt to do Masters of Metal. So I work around the schedule of the initial.
Deb, I got a couple questions that came in because, and I don't know if you guys are doing it this year or you're not doing it this year, but there are people who would like to go, who would like to be involved that aren't part of a group. And I know during our hunt, you are offering to put the stray diggers together and to make a team.
And we can do that. So I was going to offer that at Dickstock. So Thursday evening, they have a pre-hunt meeting that everyone has to be at. So I'm going to set up a table for masters to see if anybody wants to register, and we can do a list. For the Arkansas one, I know James Huntley has started I think it's a Facebook page to match up hunters.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's still, maximum is 20 teams. I think right now we have 6 right now for Dickstock, and then I think we have 12 for Arkansas, I believe. But
yes,
I think
if
they're
you're a
both gonna
lone
fill
digger,
up.
you want to go, you can walk up to these tables and see if you can get put on together. And get out there.
Do you
The other
have
thing
any
we should-
events?
Sorry.
Do you have any events scheduled for after Arkansas?
So I'm working on the next one. So my goal is to do at least 6 regionals. Is my goal. It might be more like 5, but I want to do one out on the West Coast somewhere. And that would be after in July or August or September. And then possibly one in Colorado. And then maybe one up in the Northeast. I haven't decided. I always try to, it's easier for me to tie on to an existing event
Right.
than trying
And
to
we
just
had
throw it
spoken-
ourselves.
We had spoken about hopefully maybe seeing how Meridian might play a role in it. That might be an option, right?
No, because it's too close to it now.
Too close to her going to Australia.
Oh, okay, Australia. Oh, so
Yeah,
all right,
so Masters
Meridian
won't
with
get it in Mississippi, unfortunately. But I'm looking for the next event. So right now I got to get these 2 done, and then we'll start planning for the next ones that I can find. But I'd like to get the West Coast involved, at least do one out in the West Coast and one Central, or that so more people can be
Yeah,
involved.
but New Jersey's out of the question, huh? There's nothing in New Jersey.
It's not out of the question. I got to figure that.
I'm seeing
it's
Masters
not-
and Metal on the beach in Atlantic City.
Oh God,
Well,
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the national champions last year? Weren't they from New Jersey? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
North Jersey, yeah.
Yep.
Adam
Jersey boys.
Zajac and those guys, yeah.
Yep, the Jersey boys.
They were man. If I remember correctly too, they were using a slew of different detectors on their team. It was quite interesting.
Yep. And so what the other change we made, just so you know, so we added goal panning as a 4th competition. The other change that we made is that instead of the teams being 4 members and 1 alternate, we made it to 3 members and 1 alternate. So
now
it's 4 people total.
Now down to 4.
Yes. A lot of people asked for that from after last year, the comments that we got back, that it was easier to find 4 people than it was 5.
That makes it challenging. That makes it more challenging.
Now so it's 3 people will compete, and then the alternate will take the place of someone if they get hurt or sick or they can't make it to the championships.
Yeah.
But once the alternate comes in, they have to stay in.
So, okay. So I'm a metal detectorist. I got 3 of my buddies. What are my incentives to join in the competition? What can people win?
Okay, so to begin with, at the regionals, to participate in it, for the entire team, it's $50 registration for the team, and that's more than. I'm not trying to make money off of it. I'm trying to get a head count that people have skin in the game, that I can figure out how many teams we're going to have, so I can schedule it properly. But each team person will get a Masters of Metal shirt, a hat, and a string backpack, so that they all get that. And then first place at the regionals will win $2,500. Second place will win $1,500, and third place will win $1,100.
Yep.
And that's to help
travel expenses.
And it really did.
So,
it pretty much covered our expense there and the place we stayed.
Yeah. So we when we won here in Florida and we went to Alabama, we had, between the 5 of us, we got a check for $2,500.
Yeah, and I heard Porcella spent his on booze.
Yeah, he's a boozer. Yeah, it's all good.
We did have a sick condo, our Airbnb.
Oh, that Airbnb was stupid cool. It was on a lake,
You could
like
have
in the
slipped
middle
like
of
20
nowhere. It
people
seemed
in that
like
thing.
it was just stunning.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't invited.
Yeah. You weren't by my ass.
Again,
You were.
I wasn't invited.
You were
Okay, so that's all right. So that's the regionals. So 3 teams get sent from the regionals. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay,
First,
so all
second, and
three-
third, all are invited to the championship, which will be in
Okay.
October. And first place will receive a manticore or something equal to or greater than a manticore.
a DA 30-30. I got it.
and October will be in Alabama again. Is that
Yes,
where
Lineville, Alabama, the Alabama Gold Camp.
Godzilla?
Goldzilla.
Goldzilla. Yeah.
So first place will get a manticore or equal to or above. Second place will get an Equinox 900 equal to or above. Third place will be what is it? I think it's an Xterra expedition
So
pack.
if you're talking about having 6 events, you're looking at getting about 18 teams at the finals.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then we'll throw in a 5th competition for the finals.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not easy. I know it. Listen, I heard about it. Frank was all distraught. Frank, you really frazzled him, because when he got done, he's like, dude, it was hard. I couldn't take it, man. I can't believe. Oh man, he was. I said, Frank.
I just want to say that I actually found 2 of my tokens, pretty quickly.
Luckily, or
the
you
last
didn't drop
competition, I will admit, I may not want to do again anytime soon. But
Which one was that, Frank?
well, the one that was supposed to be at the end of the day in the daylight, and it was like midnight when we got done.
That if I do that one again, it will be done earlier. I didn't realize.
If I may,
Steve,
that
my
hunt,
survivor hunt. I'm sorry. At the end, I thought they would do it in an hour or so. It went on so long that we had to have cars pull up with their headlights on because no one was going to stop doing it until it was over.
I'm going to tell you there were 2 things about that the finals that I said to myself, if I don't ever have to do this again, I'll be happy. And one of them is the Minelab tokens, the thousands that were buried out in the field. Oddly enough, I went home a week later, and I'm on the beach, and what do? I'm out in the water hunting. I find a Minelab token.
A silver one?
Yes.
Those are from years, and those were probably
it was on
at least 8 years ago.
New
It had
Smyrna
been
Beach,
at least 8 years ago that I put those out there.
Yeah, I found one on New Smyrna Beach out in the water. Ridiculous. I was like, "Come on, really?" And then the last one we did in the dark, man, that was brutal.
Yeah.
And it tested every bit of your metal detecting ability.
Speaking of dark, I'm gonna tell everybody how mean Debbie Smikoski is. Now, the night before the event, they have a little. Minelab puts on a little night hunt. It was very nice, and everybody, it's in the dark. So I go out there, and it's pinpointer hunt, right? That was only the pinpointers you could use.
You can't even see
No.
the day.
Mine's the detector. Mine's detector.
Oh, really? So anyway, they told me the early one, a couple of the fine, upstanding people on the other teams told me no lights whatsoever. You have to tape up. You have to tape up the light on your pinpointer, or keep it covered. Okay, you know me. I'm all for following the rules. So there I am on my hands. I can't see in the daylight. Here I am on my hands and my knees with my pinpointer with the light covered up, and I'm going, I can't find anything. And I see people, and they got pockets of corn. So finally, I spot Debbie, and I go over to Debbie. I said, Debbie, is it true we can't use a light on our pinpointer? And she goes, oh, absolutely, no lights. So I went the whole thing on my hands and my knees in the dark, and then after the fact, she came up. She goes, no, I'm just kidding. You couldn't use your light.
Other people were changing rules.
So I did the whole thing on my hands and my knees in the dark and got like nothing.
You believe all the stupid crap I tell you too, so you're pretty easy.
But Debbie did give me a special trophy at the end of the event. So.
And I'm sure you earned it.
I still have it in my drawer.
I'm sure you earned it.
Go ahead.
The one thing I was going to and you guys can attest to this, because I've had a lot of people asking questions about, do you have to be a professional detectorist or anything like that? And we made it specifically that a lot of it, you might have a little difficulty with the target ID, but there's 3 other events that you can make up. The token hunt, the claim jumper, a lot of it is luck, just getting the detector over what you need. And that
Luck
doesn't
and
take
maybe a
any
little speed.
expertise.
I mean, anybody can do those events. Absolutely.
Yep.
Even me?
Yeah.
No,
100%.
not you.
And truthfully, with the way people were doing the target ID, so on the target ID, you'll have 20 targets buried, and you'll have 25 choices to choose from for each one of those targets. So even if you guess, you got about as good a chance as even the professionals that went in, because a lot of people were very humbled when they walked off of that field.
Yeah.
So
there's some of the stuff there that I had never seen before.
Yep.
Let alone when she puts a broken one of those things in the ground, and it sounds even more different.
Yeah.
But but you know what? And you say what you will. That you learn more about your machine in an event like that than any time else.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that statement, Frank, 100%. As Debbie said, you don't have to be a seasoned pro. Some of it is sheer dumb luck. The first time I did the event with the claim jumper, I went out and in like 2 minutes found the target I was looking for. Yeah. The next time I did it, it took me like 25, and I'm like, wow.
Oh no, with the pull tab, I was the second target I dug was the pull tab. I was so happy because I saw guys out there for 3 hours trying to find it.
Yep.
I was so happy that I happened to stumble over the right pull tab.
And poor Sean is going to live with that because
he's never going to live that down.
They were in the one that we just had in November, the first regional in Florida, and he's not happy when people bring up red pull tabs because I guess he hears about that an awful lot.
Hey,
I was cleaning out my truck one day, and I went to clean out the console, and there was my red pull tab sitting right in my console. I had PTSD for a week.
Yeah. He posted something the other day. Somebody's kid or something walked up to me. And they had a T-shirt that said "freaking pull tab." I'm like, oh my god! And I said the only problem is it isn't red.
Well, like Dan said too, some of it is dumb luck. You could easily stumble across it, and that's kind of why we wanted Steve to be in it, because half it's dumb luck. But guys like Sean, I mean, listen, for all intents and purposes, Sean should have cleaned up. A couple of those guys out there are like helicopters swinging that thing, and they're moving. Yep. And then somebody like me who happened to turn the opposite way and hit the pull, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
And then there's other competitions where you better know your machine. You better be prepared to dig.
Yeah. Talk the sportsmanship, the everything that goes on at that event. I'm telling you, if you haven't done it, I'm just telling you, like, it's just so much fun, and it's great to be around such phenomenal people, and it's amazing. It's just, I had a blast. I'll do it again,
Yeah, I mean, I would probably do it again if I brought oxygen with me. Maybe.
For sure.
But actually, I talked to them, and I actually reached out to the Stu Nod to see if anybody wanted to get back together. But literally, Dan's out with a bad knee, and everybody is kind of spread to the wind this time around, so we couldn't do it.
Yeah, we couldn't do it.
You guys are like the Beatles. There's no chance of the reunion.
Well, I wouldn't say there's no chance. Just I don't know if it's going to happen this month.
Not going to happen this year. Yeah.
I am healing from a total knee replacement, so hopefully another month I'll be back out on the beach swinging away. So it'd be great.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, hopefully we can do one of the events, the regionals, the additional regionals that'll fit. It'll fit in with you guys because I'd love to have you guys back.
It would be a ball. It would absolutely be a ball.
It would be a blast for sure.
But we do wish you a lot of success, not just this year, in coming years with this event, and we hope it grows. I mean, I can't see why people would not want to get involved. It's
all you got to do is get involved at one time, and you're going to want to go back to it.
You're not going there especially for that. You're going to an event, and this is just an addition to the event you're going to. It's what why not?
Hey, you can walk away with $2,500.
Yeah, exactly.
Or in the finals case, you walk away with a brand new Manicore or something equivalent. I mean,
right?
You don't have a Manicore,
and you get beautiful. You have your medals on. I see.
Oh yeah,
from the regionals. You have your your medal. See,
It's under my pillow every night. I'm never too far away from it.
Somebody has to tell Frank he should wash that shirt every once in a while.
I shine mine every day.
This shirt goes in the closet. It comes out on special occasions, and ultimately, it's going to get framed in a T-shirt frame with my hat.
There you go.
My hat and my red pull tab and my blue freaking Minelab token that I was going nuts. Look,
And your number.
I still have my number on the back.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Oh, watch out!
I'm
That's
not.
cool.
I'm impressed.
You amaze me. You do not cease to amaze me.
I know, but stop! You're embarrassing me.
So, Deb, are we allowed to ask how things are going at Minelab?
Yeah.
Good.
Any new detectors coming?
You never know.
It's Minelab.
My
At some point,
standard
there's going to be a
act-
new detector.
Well, we just had the most recent was the Xterra Elite and the Expedition Pack, which is
I
kind of the
understand.
middle of the line.
I
Right.
understand that the Manicore is just topping your sales.
Oh, it's crazy.
I think every person I talk to, at least I would say 9 out of 10, I'm going to get a Manicore. I'm going to get a Manicore.
It's
GTX 3030.
That's
I swear by my
Very-
3030 no matter what.
I just love that damn.
still a great detector without a doubt.
I see
of course,
2 or
the
3 people on the
closest we've
beach
come
with
to it.
Right.
Well, on the beach too. There's tons of people that still use Excaliburs.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of
Tell me
people that
about
use Excalibur.
I had a big Excalibur Aquatech Christmas this year. I'm still building. It's crazy.
I want to tell you something. I don't know how old my CTX
Well,
is.
Celeste just bought an Excalibur.
You know, Deb, how Frank breaks his CTX every other hour. You know what? I swear to God, I am not a baby with these things. If it says it's waterproof, I'm throwing it in the water. I really have beat my CTX, and it still works like a dream. I love it. I just, that is really in the dirt. It's my go-to machine. And guess what? On the beach, it's a great machine. I mean, that thing. I've found some good stuff with that machine,
Without a doubt.
and
I tell everybody that they're like, well, why haven't you changed? Well, I did, and there's nothing I'll say bad about the Manicore. The Manicore is a super machine. But my claim with the CTX is this: I don't run any programs. It's a massively quiet machine. I don't run any programs. I don't tweak anything, whether I'm on the beach, whether I'm in the dirt, whether I'm in the clay. I don't have to change anything. The machine handles it, other than maybe sensitivity or the auto. Right. I've been how long's that been out? That 13 years, that machine?
I think probably around that long.
I took it out a month ago, and I'm still. I've never done the auto sensitivity in the negative numbers. And I cleaned up on a field.
Let me ask you. I just want to ask. Why? And I don't know if you would have an answer or just your opinion. Why does Minelab not revisit the CTX? Why? Because technology is better. You can make it maybe lighter, or you could revisit that machine and try and revitalize it.
That could be done. I mean, that could be down the line. I do get a lot of people asking me why there's no updates for CTX. We did one update, and it was, and this was years and years ago, but it was to add a language. But the reason that there's no updates is because you have control over every single pixel on that machine.
Exactly. And how many guys? I don't know guys that are asking me for updates. The guys that are using that machine, not one of them ever came to me. Oh, we really need an update for this. Really?
Not needing an update. It says something.
Yeah.
But so there's no plans to revisit that machine. And
no, she just said it's not out of the question.
But there's nothing definite either, is what I'm saying.
Well, if there was, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, like when do we ever ask Debbie about something coming and she tells us?
I'm allowed to try.
Now.
I'm allowed to try. I'm allowed to try.
Everybody asks that, but
love it.
And
CTX and the people that are successful with CTX have taken the time to learn it, because that's not a machine that you learn.
That's not
15
necessarily
minutes.
true. That's not necessarily true because I didn't take the time to learn it. I said, hey, set my machine up. I made everybody set my machine up.
But you've learned what the tones are. You've learned what
yeah.
on
But
the
the
screen, that
thing
kind
was,
of stuff. It
if
takes time, no matter what machine you have.
that was the second machine I ever owned. So if I had to like if I lived by myself out nowhere and I had to I would have not been able to learn how to use it. Everyone else had to set it up for me, and I still haven't changed the setting at all. They set it up. My settings are just the way I turn that thing on. I love it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I talk to people who are really the techies, the guys that want, like you said, want to get into every pixel, and
But I got to tell you, and that's the truth, because you can do it. But you know what? I'm probably 11 years in, and I haven't changed anything since when I first started playing with it. Yeah, but I'm 11 years in now. I haven't changed a thing.
And that's what I'll tell people. Even like the Manicore, the Equinoxes, the 800, 900, or the new Xteras, and that when people come up and ask me what's your secret settings for it, it's you run multi if you have multi.
Right.
Really, I don't mess with. I'll mess with sensitivity, noise cancel, and maybe recovery speed.
Right.
Other than that, I don't mess with it.
Right. Sensitivity
because it's they're made now to be able to turn them on, do a couple things, and go. And then so I'll tell people, use it like that for a year. Don't watch any videos. Just use it like that for a year. Then after that, you'll understand the conversation you're having with the machine, understand what it's telling you. Then if you want to go mess with the other stuff, then mess with it. But
you know what I find out that works
like that first.
You know what I find out that works like the most with the CTX is if I go to like my local jewelry store first, and I get the rings there and I put them in the sand, and then it works like a dream.
But to be fair, with the one thing that I was super impressed with the Manicore, and everybody knows I'm a hardcore CTX guy. I just love the machine, and the machine will pretty much see everything. However, I've never seen a machine like the Manicore see as small as it sees, and hits on chains, and some of the stuff that, you know, granted, the CTX is a great machine. It's also a couple generations old, and this new technology in the Manicore really sees small, sees deep, and it sees that fine detail.
Those little tiny pop rivets, you know, off of chairs. Yeah. I have a Manicore and I use it exclusively pretty much on the beach. And I can tell you those little pop rivets on chairs, they sound good. The Manicore will find those at about 3 feet down. That is no joke.
But now that should come up high in the scale because they're aluminum. Unless you
they do. They ring and they give you a little funny tone. But I'm telling you, the Manicore will find those at like between 2 and 3 feet deep. I do it all day long at the beach. I promise you.
Well, and I was surprised too. I took it to Alaska when I do the training out in Nome, and someone else had it, and I always recommend in Nome at least the Gold Monster, because that will find minutia. That if you took a dot on a piece of paper with a pen and it's gold, the Gold Monster will hit it. But this gentleman was using a Manicore, had the small 8x5 coil, and he went out and he found a sliver of gold that it wasn't as small as what the Gold Monster would find, but it was smaller than I thought Manicore could find.
Yeah,
it really surprised me, impressed me, really impressed me.
Yeah. I tell you what, you know what, you do a lot of traveling, girl. I know it must beat you up a lot sometimes. You
know what? That's the fun part of my job.
Yeah,
I like going to the events. I like seeing the people. I like solving an issue that somebody's having so they have a better experience. You know, you get usual people like Dan, I won't say, but there's always something wrong with his. But no, I mean, that's where the fun of it is.
That was dead, didn't you?
Well, like I said, you know, a lot of sometimes folks don't have others to help them with their machines. You know, like I said, sometimes people aren't in such a populated area, or a detectorist populated area, and that's their only chance to come out and get some help with the machines,
Yep, that's like I said, that's my favorite part. Lulu loves being on the road.
Oh,
That's
Lulu's
awesome.
awesome. Little
So
Lulu's
yes, if
awesome.
anyone's
I love
asking,
Lulu.
Lulu will be in Arkansas and in Dickstock.
That's all. That's all good.
I just want to say, like, seriously, I want to, on a serious note, for all you Minelab people out there, I'm going to brag on Debbie for a minute, because truth be told, you go to an event and Debbie's there, and you have a legitimate question or a problem. Debbie is a problem solver, and I'm telling you, you will not find a better person on this planet to help you than Debbie. I know
that's if you can catch her,
helps
because
everybody,
it
everybody,
runs
any way she can. She
constantly.
gives back. She's awesome. If
Thank you.
you've
I
never
appreciate
met
that.
Debbie, please go meet her. She's just as kind and as humble and wonderful.
She
She's
does.
just
She is
awesome.
Thank
a
you.
blur
Amazing.
between tables and events. She doesn't stop.
No.
It's the fun
No.
stuff. Just don't give me a bullhorn.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, Debbie, thank you for all you do for me. I can say that 1,000
as
times.
well as
Thank you.
And
all
Frank,
of the other
everybody.
all of the other how I put it, events that Minelab sponsors
Absolutely.
or adds to. I think every time I've been somewhere, Minelab has had something to do with the event that I've ever gone in one way or the other. There's always some part that Minelab plays. Whether they have what do you call it? I guess a tent, a booth, or a section. Set. And I think when you first came, that's right. When you went to Florida, you set up a little field. When you first came out with the manicure, everybody was given their time to look at the machine, ask the questions. I mean, yeah, that you were going all day long with that.
So that's the fun stuff, because you know what, I think the other metal detecting companies that are out there put out a good product as well. I really believe in Minelab, and if I didn't, I couldn't do what I do, because I love doing what I do.
No, exactly. I mean,
It
no,
shows.
you've been with them for the longest time, and
It's coming up on 10 years, believe it or not.
good.
10 years this June.
That's great. I mean, I think it's great. I just couldn't do all that traveling. I couldn't move around like that.
It's a lifestyle.
And you drive most of the places, right?
Now, ever since COVID, I used to fly everywhere.
Right.
And then COVID hit, and then we got the first Jeep, and that started, and then the Jeep grew a life of its own.
Well,
So then the Jeep had to go everywhere.
listen, you've never driven anywhere unless you've driven from New Jersey to Florida with Frank.
You love it.
That I have not done.
Do not do it. Listen, don't even be in the car behind him, because you will have road rage. It's
no.
Celeste drove with me to Alabama, and she's almost back to normal.
That sounds about right.
You know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that right where you put it. That, oh God, oh. Just the thought of it. Just the thought of driving with him drives me nuts. Well, I say we let Debbie go. It's almost 10 of 9. We got to let the show run the course.
We got it. I got a little giveaway tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll do that after she's gone. Is there anything else you want to throw out there or pitch, Deb? I mean, don't forget.
If anyone has questions, you can go to, I sent you some links, Frank. Okay. My email address, you can contact me via email or cell phone.
I'll post them all up.
And then if you want, the registration forms are on Minelab USA on Facebook.
We know that you are very busy and it's tough for you to get on web pages and stuff, but you're always welcome to use Detect America for anything you want to post out there.
Thank you very much.
You got a schedule you want to post. You can
now the chat is all about how bad I drive.
Well, you know why? You know why, right?
Listen, I'm a highly trained professional.
Because your driving sucks. But yeah, Deb, I mean, you're always welcome to use our page. And
Lulu, make your appearance.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Dogs are our friend.
I don't know about this. When we were at the championships, everybody wanted to take their pictures with Lulu.
Yep.
Better than taking it with Frank. But I'd rather take my picture with Lulu than Frank.
Steve, let's talk about when I told you where there was a large cent buried and you didn't believe me. Then I
Yeah, and it was right there too. But Deb, we really want to thank you a lot.
My pleasure.
Deb, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Everybody in the chat too is like, thank Debbie, thank Frank. I mean, everybody's just showing Debbie.
If you have the opportunity to get out to one of these events and participate, even if you're not attached to a team, get out there and do it. You'll remember it. It's a ball. You'll talk. Listen, I will always. They'll never take away my Florida championship. I don't care who wins after me. You'll talk about it forever. It's a ball.
We are the original Masters of Metal champions.
This is what I got to deal with.
There you go.
That's right.
So thanks again, Deb. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Debbie.
Anytime, Deb.
And Minelab. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on making vice president for the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club.
Who's talking?
Celeste is telling me things I have to do, and I'm still trying to get Debbie off the screen.
Who the hell is Celeste talking to?
Me.
Does she know you're in the middle of a show?
She's come over and tell.
No.
We want to congratulate Daniel. Daniel's the new vice president of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club.
Who's the president? Wait, who's the president?
The new president is Randy Settle. Randy was a past president back in the 90s, I think. But this is Jimmy Tippett's club, right? That's Jim Tippett is the previous president before.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Actually, no. I think Carolyn was president for a year prior to that. Was Jimmy Tippett, Jim Crossbones. So, Randy took it over from Carolyn, and then Randy came to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I said, "Well, some things happened, and I got a little more free time, and I was like, you know what? Because you're asking me, I'll do it." There's only a handful of people that I would probably say, Frank, you guys are one of them. But
it's a good little club you got there. You guys have your own. You guys have your own detecting field. Yeah. Which I don't know. I don't know of any clubs that have their own private field.
Well, I'm not. I don't know all the. I'm still learning some things. I don't know the whole backstory to that. It's a field that I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to.
I just think it's cool. I think
I think somebody within the club knows somebody, and it works out, and then we give back too, and it's great. I think it's awesome. But
that's what I'm saying is it's really cool that you guys have what
It's a huge club. I mean,
I think a lot of clubs. If a lot of clubs had their own area where they could swing a detector, even if they just go out and seed it every other week or so, it would bring a lot more camaraderie to the club as compared to club members going in there going, "Oh, I got my own permission. No, I'm not taking anybody. No one's gonna ever go into my look what I found." Look, I think it would do away with a lot of that.
Yeah, understood.
Because guys join a club to look for other people to hunt with. So, I think it's cool. Definitely. I enjoyed. I was down there in there for there one time I had a ball. It was great. You guys were cool. The event was great. We had a good time.
Yeah, what I can tell you when you and Ronnie and Frank were there for that. I mean that was probably one of the best hunts I've ever been to.
I had a ball.
It was so hot.
And
it was hot. But speaking of, we have our big hunt coming up in April, and hopefully I can come back on the show and talk about that hunt here before. Yeah. We're going to do a early bird raffle. To anybody who signs up by I think March 31st are going to be eligible to win, Frank, an ugly box. We're gonna give away an ugly box as a early. You can give them away all you want.
I already told them. I'll have it to them by the time the contest goes off.
You can give away as many as you want, but it's good luck getting it.
Waiting for an ugly box, and I can't get the parts in fast enough to build.
It's all good. Well, either way, listen. If it's not in hand, I will personally make certain whoever wins that
it's going to be in hand. Well,
I gotta say, and these events are all great. That I'd love to be at all of them, but where's it? It's a financial. It's for me, it's a lot of money to go to a 2-day event because I have to fly there and like normal pricing for airlines is a lot different when they put me on the scale. The extra fuel, I got to pay for the extra fuel I cause them to burn.
Is that a barely go fly?
Dude,
I mean, you had to barely go around at the Kirby family farm.
Dude, that was one of the funniest things ever.
That was hilarious.
I love that.
Oh my goodness.
I think didn't they type that while I was on it doing a live too, or was it on the show?
Yeah, you were live on Facebook on the barely go round.
Yeah, I was live on the thing when they
I was waiting for you to get on the get on the Ferris wheel or whatever. You know,
listen, these clowns in this chat, they don't hold back. What are we doing? A giveaway, Frank?
I got a special ugly buck, and inside the ugly buck, we're stuffing one of the Minelab little gift bags.
You said puck, right?
Hey, Frank, too, real quick. You mentioned I remember talking to you. You mentioned something about our hurricane. What is that? Tell me what it is.
The hurricane is I can't talk about it yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But. Oops. Vote, it's not far.
Pay attention to the ugly gear.
You'll be hearing about it shortly.
All right, so
sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. I mean, I posted some stuff about, but we're not posting anything about it yet.
I'm sorry. My apologies. You mentioned you may have said that, and I apologize. But I will say this too, real quick though. You're going to be at the. You've been invited, and Steve can come as well.
I'm coming to the Sunshine Silver Hunt.
Sunshine Silver Relic Hunt. You'll have a table there with gear and stuff, and. You're going to be there, so we're looking forward to that. I think
autograph pictures of Steve.
Can I just say one thing? So, like, how do I put this? So, like, corporations, like, all right, well, we see that Minelab pays for Debbie to go here, Minelab pays for Debbie to go there, and other people such as KG and Ringy get paid to go here and they go to get there, and Gary Drayton get. I think that my corporation should sponsor me to go.
I'll have lunch waiting for you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. Now, dude, you don't even feed me. That's a crock of shit.
I think there are going to be hot dogs there, so you're going
to. As long as
for 2 hot dogs.
As long as Debbie's been at Minelab, as long as I've been doing this show, guess who gets compensated more?
All right,
Lulu.
I'm going to give you a big ugly gear sticker to put on your truck, and then you'll be able to have it like Debbie's Jeep.
Frank, I got a bunch of stickers on the back of my Jeep. If you want me to, I got to figure out how to get me an ugly gear sticker and put it on my Jeep.
Yeah, you know what? You can have one right as soon as I have it made. Well, it's everything. Everything is more difficult this week, and I'm going to sit there and apologize. I have 2 people right now that are waiting for packages from me, and they're sitting. One is sitting there. One is in my shop. And I can't print a.
You know what, folks?
Label. See that bullshit. Don't even give me that crap.
It's the internet. It's the internet's fault. It's the internet.
I literally had to unplug my system and plug it in, so I could get the hour in for the show tonight because it's going to go down in about.
Now the folks
in about 30 seconds.
This is all I get all day long with him on the phone. All the whining and crying that you hear now, multiply that by 24 hours because that's what I got to hear from him.
It is the most. It's the most aggravating thing.
You know what? You ain't even never paid a bridge toll. I remember we drove you back over the bridge. You didn't even, when we drove you over the bridge to go to the airport, you didn't offer to pay the toll.
I left you one of my vape pen tips.
You were hiding under the dashboard because we had to go over the bridge.
No, Debbie was driving. Then it was fine.
No, I was driving.
No, I'm coming to your house.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I actually drive it. Yeah, we filmed it. You were scared shitless too.
Truth be told, Steve, you want to come down for the big hunt, man? Come on, you're welcome.
Listen, I told you I would love to come down. I would love to come hang out. I would hang out with you guys, and I would even hang out with Jimmy Tippett.
I would hang out with him once in a while.
And I would even hang out with Jimmy Tippett because I know that's saying a lot.
I gotta talk to Jimmy. We gotta.
The question is, will he hang out with you?
Well,
Jimmy, we're gonna work on how we can resolve that issue, buddy.
let's put it this way, okay? If I ever went detecting with Jimmy and Jimmy said, "Here, use my Nomad." no. Here, use mine. No, that's okay, Jim.
I can throw that hookah back together that you used at my house.
I'm okay. Here, use my weight belt and Nomad. No.
My hookah worked fine. You just have to have a truck parked near it to run the battery.
Not that, yeah. But no, Jim, thanks. I'm good without it. All right, so what are you giving away to one?
Okay, we're gonna give away an ugly puck. With inside will be a Minelab gift pack.
Oh,
all right. I'll pick. I'm just gonna pick someone. I ain't switching over, and it's not gonna be Matt Kwiatkowski. That's for sure.
hey, happy birthday to my good buddy Dave Seiler down here in.
Hey, Dave, happy birthday, bud!
His big 5-0 this year. So
cool. 5-0.
5-0. He's a puppy.
Yeah, you got years on him, huh, Frank? All right, so I'm hitting
only one or two.
I'm hitting blank spots here. Hold on, takes a second. Oh, here we go. All right, got it. All right. Winner, chicken dinner. It is Robert Dix.
Robert's in Florida.
Robert Dix there. Come on, you in there, Robert?
No, that doesn't mean he's going to get it any sooner.
Listen.
Because when you mail it out, it's got, you know what? When Frank mails something out,
can I?
The package first has to go to the post office.
In there.
Then back to Frank's house, and he realizes, oh shit, I mailed it to myself.
Well, that was only one time.
That's the best.
I was sitting there typing in the mailing address, looking at my mailing address, and typing it in, and then about 3 days later, I got the package back.
The funny thing is, you tell me about all the stupid shit you do.
I know. What the hell? I care.
Hey, hey, Steve,
you give me the video of you falling off a ladder, then I gave you mine too.
Hey, Steve, do you still have the wheel pulled up?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to, because I'm on the show, I'd like to put together a small Minelab thank you thing for somebody.
Oh, good. I won.
I just have like a hat and maybe a couple other small things.
I was desperately trying to find a new hat. I know I got a couple new hats here somewhere. I just can't find them.
Well, you don't get the win.
Yeah, I'd like to just put together a small little, maybe 2 or 3 little Minelab things in a box.
All right, that's fine. A surprise pack.
Yeah, there you go.
Nancy Bodwell.
Michael
Oh, you're kidding me.
Your stuff. Don't give me that.
Nancy, why do you know Nancy?
You know what's funny? I gave away something on the show, a year ago or something? I don't remember. And it was Nancy that won that prize pack, I believe, and I sent it to her.
Nancy won quite a few times. In fact, I have prizes here that have to go out.
I remember that. That show.
I sent her a box of little goodies. I think I had some things in it, and
good. Then you still have her address.
Wait,
Nancy, you don't have to send. Oh wait, you have to send it to your address too, Dan. But I have your address.
Yeah, send it to me again, Nancy, if you would, and that way I have it. I've got like I said, a hat and a couple other little tiny things. Nothing too crazy.
Thanks, Dan. That's nice.
But I'd like to, DA family, man. Like I'm so fortunate to have such amazing friends and people from DA that it's just nice to be able to give back, and I appreciate.
Are you talking about Frank? You're not talking about Frank, right?
Frank,
Robert says the hat I sent him has sweat stains. I didn't send you a hat, Robert. Don't give me that crap.
No, listen, I got a brand new hat, honestly, and I don't know, but anyway, it's so awesome, to give back to people when you meet people face to face and you realize how genuine and wonderful they are.
All right,
it's because of the DA family. So thank you.
Yeah, good.
So Matt Kwiatkowski's messaging me. Hold on. Okay.
Don went.
I knew it was going to be about his prize. He only won it a week ago.
Don went. Just had me hook, line, and sinker. He types in. He goes, "Can I add a prize?" And I was like, "Oh, look, Don Went wants to give something away, right?" And I'm like, "All right, so maybe I'll think about it in 1 sec." And he goes, "Yeah, copies of his colonoscopy pics." So yeah, he got me hook, line, and sinker.
Oh,
and you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I saw those pictures. And they're not pretty. They're not pretty.
He freely hands him out.
Did he send them to you? He sent me
No,
pictures.
I don't know. He hands out cards, and on the card is a picture of his colonoscopy.
Is everybody supposed to have a Matchbox car in there? Is that? But it wasn't just a Matchbox car. It was one of those.
I'm
was
just
English.
glad the gerbil survived. That's all.
It was an English double-decker bus. You know, the red ones. I don't know what that was doing in there.
Jesus.
I'm just happy that the gerbil made it out alive. That's all I care.
Something about his trip to Europe. I don't. Yeah.
Oh no, Frank, call me when you're done, man. I got to tell you about something. I can't see here. It's funny. But you got to call me. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Call me.
We don't ever laugh on this show. The show is never.
Just reminded me of something I saw years ago. But I think it's still floating around out there, and you got to listen to it. It's hilarious.
Well, my routine, what's it called? Routine colonoscopy will be coming up in March. It was supposed to happen February 7th.
Yeah, I think I'm almost due.
I think I'm due. Do I really want to?
I told you. I've got a couple of line cameras right now, man.
I don't, you know what? I don't care about the process. It's the starving that I don't like.
Yeah, I know. It's the preparation that stinks.
It's everything. Well, you know what I got? Hold on. This is different. I don't have to drink that stuff.
Yeah, that's what Celeste was. I think your mom.
Go lightly or whatever they call it
now.
Dr. Lopergola gave me, I don't know, he gave me this box. I heard the pills are big.
Well, what did your mother have to take? Just Gatorade, right?
Gatorade and citric.
Oh, look.
She did have to drink that.
Yeah.
It says 2 bottles of 12 tablets each. What the hell could be in them 12 tablets?
Something to light you up.
Let's set my camera out and see.
And then Don Went kept sending me messages like, I don't know, telling me some stuff about like his procedure, and I'm like, okay, I got it.
All I know is I went in. The process is nothing. I went in. They put something in my little line there, and I was doing like a stand-up comedy act until I passed out.
It's the procedure ain't nothing. You're
Nothing.
not allowed to eat you're not allowed to eat for like 6 days before.
Yeah.
And this time, I don't care. If I
start my show, they wanted to wean you off.
This time, you know what I'm going to do? I think that's when I'm going to have my next hoagie. I haven't had a hoagie for 10 months. I haven't eaten a sandwich in 10 months. I think that'll be my reward.
Brandon Kowalski, it's the number from when I was in the Masters of Metal.
Yep.
No, it's his IQ. That's what it is. It's IQ.
I don't wear this hat very often. It's on display at the local museum. I just got it back today.
He'd have gotten a 28 on his IQ test if his name was right, but he screwed that up. Well, Dan, listen, thanks for everything, buddy. We're going to cut you out.
Steve, Frank, thank you so much, man. Nancy, I'll get that off to you as soon as possible. Send me your address on Facebook again, so make sure I have it.
One of the original Stu Nods.
Yeah. Stu Nod Power, man.
And thanks, Debbie and Minelab, for coming on tonight.
Yes, oh, God, yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
All
see
right,
everybody.
Good night.
Family rules. See ya.
There you have it. Everyone, if you have the opportunity to even just go and try the competition, just to have a little
even
fun.
If you're just there and you watch it, you'll want to be involved next year. You really will.
Get involved. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's nothing. It's not embarrassing or nothing.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You can have a little fun. Maybe you'll amaze yourself, and maybe who knows. But it's nice that Debbie came on, and a couple good laughs, and promote her her gig. I mean, I tell you, like I said, she bounces all around.
And that's how she is at the event. She runs constantly.
Yeah, yes, that whole setting up, unsetting, nah.
Yeah, seriously, man. And she drives that Jeep everywhere, has a trailer hooked to it. All the stuff is in that trailer.
Yeah, and
she's got it down to an R too, because that trailer is packed. There's not a square inch left when she's done packing it.
And thank God she don't have to drive with you.
Yeah, seriously, she'd never make it to an event.
She doesn't know how lucky she really is.
All right, I think I'm going to go try and eat something now.
I think I'm going to go to
My
bed.
poor dogs haven't eaten yet. They don't eat. They don't eat till late on show night.
Listen, Rico ain't missing very many meals. He could miss one more too.
Celeste gave Oscar a bath in the sink.
Oh my God!
We have a real issue down here that when this time of year especially, they get hot spots like crazy.
What, rashes or just spots?
Spots all over the place. Poor Rico rips his hair out. It doesn't matter what you give him. So we have to bathe them in the medicated shampoo, and it lasts about a month, and then they're fine till the end of the summer, and it starts again.
So you said everybody's down there for spring training, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Oh my God. I guess like the Phillies are literally the next town over. They're a couple miles up the road.
Right.
In my town, it's the Toronto Blue Jays, and I guess they had opening day or opening first preseason game.
Right.
You couldn't move in this town. You couldn't move. My son's mother-in-law literally flew down from New Jersey to go to spring training to see a preseason game. Yeah, she's a super fan.
A lot of people from here go down just to see the Phillies. It's
my sister and brother-in-law down. He's a big Phillies fan. He'll go down there and do it. Me personally, I'll watch him if they make it to the Super Bowl.
But it's kind of perfect. It's kind of perfect timing because this time of year it's so cold. People want to get out of here, and they're like, "Hey, we'll go down and check out the Phillies while we're there."
We had a 38-degree night the other night. It was crazy. I thought winter was over.
It just got warm today. Just got warm. It went up to 48.
Nice.
And I hope it stays there because I'm done with this cold weather.
It was rainy and frigid here today. It hit like 71.
Oh, well. All right. Listen. Good night. Who knows when we'll have a guest ever again?
They're lining up. Josh Gates he's in the queue.
All right, guys. Till next week.